What's the first thing you think of when I say fish tank? I bet it's something like this, or even this.
Oh my God!
Most of you probably think the best kind of fish tank is a fish tank with a lot of fish in it, where you can clearly see the fish and make love. Love the fish. Well, you'd be wrong. Go back to school, nerd. And give me your lunch money. Just remember folks, bullies are the ones truly hurting inside. They're such small people that they want everyone around them to feel as small as they are. Micro pee-pee. What if I told you, oh goodness gracious. What if I told you that the best kind of fish tank is a fish tank where you don't see the fish at all? That's right, I bet you didn't even know that. Go back to Cranbrook, Clarence. That's a private school. And Clarence's parents had a real nice marriage. Just remember folks, children who grow up in a household with parents that have a healthy marriage will grow up to be healthier adults. Can you stop monologuing? Who is that? So today, I will show you how to make the best, most entertaining kind of fish tank. By the end of this video, you will see why. So step one, which is actually the most important step. Do not miss this, guys. You want to take your left hand and... Kids, make sure to not use a cricket container as a fish tank. Why? Because you will die one day and go to hell, and I will be there to shove this up your ass. Wait, why am I in hell? So make sure to use a real fish tank like this. I'm not trying to flex or anything. No, it's literally called Fluval Flex. Who came up with these names? Eric, you handsome man. As you can see, this tank has a uniquely flexed glass in the front. Kind of like me, after eating an entire pizza by myself from Pizza Hut. But my favorite thing about this tank is at the back. The hidden compartment, filter, biomedia, heater, me, is hidden extremely nicely. Not to mention, the backdrop is black and clean. Kind of like me. I absolutely love this combination of equipment tucked away neatly behind a clean backdrop. Under the hood, the light is no joke either. It comes with a whole RGB gaming setup, dude. As you can see, we even have lightning storm mode. These fish are so cooked. Eric, you pescatarian. These fish are gonna wish they lived in Florida after I'm done with them. I'm still sick. Let's lay the groundwork with some random rocks. This step is completely unnecessary. I only do this because I'm low on money and I need to save what precious aqua soil I have left for the year. After all, you can't eat aqua soil. The rocks take up extra room, so we won't need as much expensive substrate. If you don't want nasty nails after this, get yourself some prostate exam gloves. 1,000 years of pain. It's fine to do for this particular scape because of the plans we will be using. They don't need much and are quite low maintenance. Wifey material. I feel like a kid playing in the mud again, like I did last weekend. Never grow old, guys. Have that young mentality, you know? You only live once, and yeah, just be yourself. Who recognizes this past project? What did I do in this tank, man? Say no to fish bowls, except when the fish bowls are filled with aqua soil. I actually did just kiss that right now. And then I'm gonna kiss my wife tonight. And then we have these nice flat stones. So before we escape any further, I just wanna make sure to place this tank where it's gonna live for a while, which is under this tank. We're not working with too much room here up in the condo units. I wish I had a whole room dedicated to fish, but right now this is my situation. Any of you remember this beautiful tank? This has been running for almost a year now. Doesn't it look beautiful? Dwarf Sagittarius, Cryptocorin, Wentii green. Well, am I still beautiful? Another reason why the hidden compartment is one of my favorites is because you can just pour water straight in the back and there's no chance of your aquascape being harmed. Trust me, if you've done an aquascape or two before, this is a luxury. Of course, you can still pour directly into the tank if you so choose, and in my case, it's not that big of a deal anyway. The substrate is protected by the rock. At this point, I'm planting the carpeting species Dwarf Sag before the water level gets too high. Now it's time to see what kind of plants we can take out of this. Buse wavy green, yoink. So much Buse over here. Buse Ketagang, yoink. Yoink. Triple yoink. I don't know if I'm gonna use all this Java moss, but I'm gonna yoink it out of here. Holy cow. It's competing with my Buse. Messy yoink. So here we're planting some of the bues in the forward to mid-ground. The aqua soil is coarse enough to plant bues and not choke its root system. The tall crypts go in the back and shorter crypts are planted slightly mid-ground. Give the impression of surrounding the flat stones in the middle of the forest. This stuff is called swassertang, basically freshwater seaweed. I've been growing it in my secret bowl. I'm going to use it for the scape. The tank always looks a little sad. The very moment you finish the scape, there's millions of these little oxygen bubbles. Even some of your plants are covered in it. Visibility is kind of crap. You just gotta wait it out, okay? You can't rush these things. Good things come to boys who wait. So there are some cool modes with this remote. We got the RGB for when my fish are playing Valorant. And then here's that thunder mode. This thing's giving me a panic attack. Goodness gracious, even my plants don't know when to photosynthesize or not. So it's been a little while. Cycling was very easy and straightforward because the plants and other components of the tank already had healthy colonies of beneficial bacteria on their surfaces. The plants are settling in, but I am expecting melt from both dwarf sage and cryptocorin, but nothing to worry about because they're coming back very strong. And of course we have some Malaysian trumpet snail hitchhikers, but we also have another, more prestigious inhabitant that showed up. The Amano shrimp. This little guy has been with me for around 2 years now, living in a Vallisneria ecosphere. But soon Mr. Amano will have some roommates. Why are you out of the water? Hey. These are Borneo suckers, one of my favorite oddball fish in the hobby. And if it's one thing that these suckers love to have in their tanks, it's large surfaces of round, smooth stones where the algae and biofilm can grow plentifully. Their bodies are made for the smooth contours of round river rocks, and this tank is made specifically for them to enjoy. Or at least, that's what I thought. What the heck are you doing back there, bro? What? How did you... And the other one's in the filter intake, of course. Instead of enjoying the aquascape that was curated to their liking, two of these gooners decided it was a good idea to live out their miserable little lives in the heating compartment and the filter outtake compartment instead. Now, I've never personally had Borneo sucker tempura before, but I hear they are in season and I just finished watching Culinary Class Wars. Yes, we did it. Yeah! Like a piece of poop on the rock. Alright, after finally getting them out, I fought my personal desire to make fish stew hot pot and instead decided to be the kind and responsible fish keeper we all strive to be by offering them some food. I swear, these might be the dumbest fish I've ever owned, and I've owned coolie loaches. These guys will not, for the life of them, find the wafer. But when they did... Goodness gracious, he finally found it. There we go. That's a happy camper. Oh my gosh. My wife is smirking on the side right now. She's like, yeah, that is a dumb fish. What do you think?
It's a dumb fish.
It is so happy. That's the happiest fish in the world right now. Wow. He's so hungry he became the algae wafer. They are like fused together now. The shrimp's like, I want some. Bro is like deep throating that thing, man. Battle of the century right here. Oh my gosh. Wow, the shrimp is like, he's like kind of good. Pokemon fight right now. Well, Amano shrimp are no joke. They are not pushovers. Borneo suckers are strong AF, but the Amano shrimp just came in here and said, excuse me. Incredible. The Borneo sucker is shocked. I mean, they can share. That's the beauty of peaceful animals. They know how to share, kind of. Someone dug out my swassertang from under here. And the other one's coming out of his rock finally. Looks like they're incapable of sharing. There's two more right there. Meanwhile, are you serious? Bro's not even eating the wafer, he's just eating him. There's one right there. And here comes the third one taking a sweet time. Oh, do you see that? The shrimp almost made off with the wafer. The shrimp is the smartest one here. Oh, the shrimp is bringing it over. After owning a number of fish tanks and going through different phases and trends, I am currently enjoying the hobby the most when I set out with a clear goal in mind before I make a fish tank. Right now, I think the best kind of fish tank is not one that is thrown together with whatever random plants and fish you want, but one that is focusing on a theme or species. In this case, I wanted to make a tank specifically for these suckers. In the weeks and months to come, these fish will set their own territories upon that flat stone, and I look forward to seeing who gets what piece of the pie. When I set up a fish tank now, what matters most are the intricate little critters that require you to sit down, or lie down in my situation, and take your time to observe. Sometimes nothing will happen, but more often than not, you'll see something very interesting that keeps you curious and watching. This is the magic of nano tanks with small fish and small creatures. These are the best kind of fish tanks. Don't forget to get your hands wet.